Nigeria's Electoral Commission is not considering postponing next month's general elections or adjusting the election timetable, and that's according to Commission Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, while clarifying an earlier statement made by the chairman of the board of the Electoral Institute, Abdullahi Abduzuru, that the elections risk being postponed or canceled due to insecurity. Joining us now to speak on the threats to the conduct of the 2023 general elections, the gale of endorsements of the Labour Party's candidate, Peter Obi, and also on the state of the nation is Afenifere leader Pa Ayo Adebanjo. Good to have you on Newsday. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good afternoon, and how are you?
Fine, thank you. Happy New Year to you, sir. Well, we know elections are less than 6 weeks away. They're right around the corner. And in a string of endorsements have come the way of the Labour Party candidate, Peter Obi. And of course, a few months back, even much earlier in the campaign, you had come out to endorse Peter Obi yourself. Now, President Obasanjo, former President Obasanjo, and Pa Edwin Clark have joined in the fray, amongst others. What should the Labour Party candidate or Labour Party in general, what should they be focusing on? Which strengths should they be harnessing in order to make sure that February is successful for them, in your opinion?
Could you come again, please? I didn't hear your question very well.
Okay, sir.
I didn't hear your question very
well.
No,
it's because it's Hawa this time. Maybe Timmy Topper would have been a little clearer, but I'm asking you about the fact that there have been a string of endorsements for Peter Obi, the Labour Party candidate. And of course, you were one of the first to stick your neck out and endorse Peter Obi as well. We know it led to a little bit of a controversy, but the question I want to ask today is, seeing that the Labour Party has gotten all of these endorsements, what more should they be focusing on in order to shift things in their favor come February when elections start?
Well, I don't know whether the last part of your statement is not clear to me. Don't forget, these old men don't hear properly.
Okay, sir.
The last question.
Okay, what should Labour Party be doing in order to make sure that they win in February? What should they focus on in these next few weeks to win the elections?
Well, I believe those who have been following the trajectory of Nigerian election must know why we are supporting Obi. So if you remember, I was the first person to cry out that it is the turn of the Southeast. I even didn't know the parties have not done their primaries at that time, but I was just speaking on the constitutionality, logicality, and equity of the situation of Nigerian politics from time of independence. I think my own passion for Obi can be compared with others. Mine is historical, philosophical, logical, constitutional, and the question of inclusiveness if we are sincere about keeping Nigeria together. The first salvo I threw, I didn't say Obi. I said the team must go to the Southeast. And it's on that parallel I want people to join Afenifere and myself in supporting Obi. We put the question straight. Anybody criticizing us should criticize us along that line and forget what we are saying. Forget the message, address the message. Our logic and statement was the question of Nigeria to stay together. We have agreed constitutionally that we should have important topmost rotate among ourselves. And that is why the question of federal character was included in the Constitution, which gave back to the question of rotation. When unfortunately Babangida toppled the 1993 election in favor of Abiola, you see the crisis that emerged. But in an attempt to pacify the Southwest for not having it, they brought in Shoneko. And we say we don't know about him. Later on, they did their research and went to the prison to bring out Adebanjo, just to specify that the Southwest has the thing. Although we didn't support Adebanjo at that time because we believe if we are going to have our turn, we should choose our candidate ourselves. Not military people should choose it for us. That is our quarrel with that appointment. But whether we like it or not, the military imposed him on us. But whether we like it or not, the Southwest has had its chance. So after Obasanjo, the thing went to the north with Yar'Adua. After Yar'Adua, he came back to the south. Jonathan. After Jonathan, he went to the north. Buhari, after the north, he came back to the south again. If you come back to the south, it is fair that the Southwest that has had it must have it again, or the South-South. The South is not part of the South. And if we are talking of inclusiveness, particularly the Igbos who have been talking about being marginalized, would it be fair, equitable, for you now to deprive them of their right when their right turn out to choose a president from the ethnic group? That is the logical stand of Afenifere and myself. And that is the point I want people to dispute. Ditto for the question of Atiku. Should they not have another chance again after another has been there? This is the question you people must answer. Whether you are old or young,
definitely,
north or south.
Definitely, Pa Adebanjo. I said you've made very valid points and we do appreciate it. But I'd like us to move towards the conduct of the 2023 election. There are fears that it may be shifted, even though INEC has said they will not shift the election. But considering the rising threat of insecurity, the reports we're getting of people buying PVCs, people harvesting voters' data, you know, we are also hearing that there are plans to indulge in digital vote buying. Are you worried that there might be a need to shift the date of the election or that the integrity of the election might be compromised?
Well, long before, if you people have been following the statement of Afenifere, as far back as about a year ago, I was the first to make a statement at the meeting of Afenifere that there should be no election until this constitution is changed. Because I knew all the boo-boo traps that was contained in the constitution. But I was a lone voice in the wilderness. Because I know that is involved, all the part that's involved. But if there's any legacy Buhari is leaving behind, it is the signing of the Electoral Act of 2022, which did a lot to remove the chances of rigging, the chances of everything, which have made the election credible. But out of all that, the single one that he has not been able to solve is the question of security. And one of the points I made earlier was that why are you going to do an election with the position of the security like this when Nigeria is not one? Boko Haram is and it's still there. All the yesterday, they are still kidnapping. Should we have that thing? But the end of the state said that he has done his best, everything is all right. But everything is all right. Even the commander, he was being ambushed. It's a thing that gives cause for, it's worrisome. I wouldn't dismiss it at all. It is worrisome. The question of security is the only impediment now for us to have a credible election. And that is in the hand of the Commander-in-Chief, who it appears has not been doing the job. Other than facing the truth, he will come out and say, I've done everything.